Deontay Wilder has come out in a recent interview on Premier Boxing Channel, and now this article is available on Sky Sports. It says Wilder is still confident of a fight with Anthony Joshua will be made. So Wilder just goes on here and he says he was talking to Premier Boxing Channels. Says that the fight can definitely be made. I think the fight will be made, just that this time when you come to the table, you have to come correct. It says this will be a 50-50 fight, and that's the bottom line. Now I'm going to come back to this here, but just quickly going to go through a couple of things that he said. Wilder says he's still not been given any contract, which is a lie, with any proposed date or venue on it. Well, that's a lie, but we're going to get back to that. Despite Joshua's 2-fight deal with Wembley Stadium, he will be fighting on September 22nd and April 13th. Hearn said that AJ will sign a contract for the unification fight with Wilder in April, with the deal based on a flat fee following the Americans' initial call-out. Hearn believes Wilder's fee should go down, but the Bronze Bomber is far from satisfied. We've tried everything. This is Wilder speaking. I'm not going to sign a contract that does not have a date, that does not have a venue. Nah, that's one-sided. The contract is straight blinded, one-sided. Anyone who's talking about just sign it, you can kiss me where the sun don't shine, baby, because that ain't happening. And Wilder's expected to make a mandatory challenger in Dominic Brazil next, with Joshua expected to do the same with WBA counterpart Alexander Povetkin. Brazil took AJ 7 rounds back in 2016 and stopped fellow world title challenger Eric Molina in November. Was confirmed WBC #1 challenger. The fans can expect to see me back soon, said Wilder. We've got a great thing going on. We're going to show the world that I am definitely the true heavyweight champion of the world. America has a great champion in Deontay Wilder, and once I unify the division, everyone can have a chance. The heavyweight division is too small to have so many champions, which is wrong. There's only 2 champions. It's a need to have one champion, one face, one name, and that's Anthony Joshua. But anyways, we're going to go back to just a couple of things that Wilder said here. Now, he said that this will be a 50-50 fight, and that's the bottom line. Now, one of the ways that you could avoid a fight is by pricing yourself out. And this here, if Wilder does mean it, then that's him pricing himself right. That means he doesn't want the fight. He doesn't want the fight. Because one person here is generating 90,000, earning close to 25 million, 30 million per fight, while the other person only makes 2.1 million. So I don't understand how he can request 50-50. But this could be a negotiation tactic, in the sense that he's just trying to start higher. Maybe they could some way come and meet in the center. But talking about value, talking about the value that they both bring, especially in terms of monetary value, this cannot be a 50-50 fight. It's just impossible. The fight is not going to be made if he's requesting for 50-50. Now, some people are saying that why don't that Joseph Parker got a percentage, that why isn't Wilder getting a percentage? Well, Wilder's getting 50 million. Parker did get 33% of the pot, right? But the 15 million that Wilder made is about twice the amount of what Parker made, right? So, that's also is part of the negotiation. If he's the flat fee, then again, it's still 7 times more than what Wilder has ever earned. It's been offered 15 million plus another 5 million. But just looking at the 50 million face value, that's 7 times more than he's ever earned, which is 2.1 million with Luis Ortiz. And now he says that a contract has not been given with proposed date and venue on it. Yes, a contract has been given with the venue is April 13th in Wembley. So I don't understand what he means when he says there's no venue on it. Now, when he goes here and he says that the contract is one-sided, well, the thing is, I can probably sympathize with him here, but boxing is not a fair business, is it? It's not a fair business. there's the A side and there's the B side. And in this side here, even Wilder's come out and admitted it that Joshua is the A side. So the A side does dictate the terms of the contract. And sometimes it might not favor you, but if he's so confident that he's going to beat Joshua, which he said so many times that he's going to unify the division, then it means you should be able to take the fight. And then if there's a rematch or he takes all the belts, then he gets to dictate the call. If he wants to give Joshua a 10% split in the fight and he gets 90%, then, so be it. But Hernia then says that he believes the fee should go down. Now, that could be seen as, very greedy from Hearn as well. But the thing is, Joshua will be fighting Alexander Povetkin in September, right? And if we're going to talk about the fighters and the kind of fights that they're going to be in. Now, Wilder is going to be fighting Dominic Brazil, right? That's a mandatory challenger. And you look at the caliber of a fighter that Joshua's fighting, Alexander Povetkin. He's taking more risks. He's taking higher level of competition compared to Anthony Joshua. So obviously, each time Joshua gets in the ring, each time Joshua's fighting someone, he's increasing his level of opposition. He's increasing his value. The fights are being broadcasted in different places around the world. Now, you could also say that that's the same for Wilder because he's fighting Brazil. Now, Brazil is a former opponent of Anthony Joshua. He fought in the 16th fight. So you can't tell me that you're increasing your value by fighting someone that has already been through the unified champion. Now, if we're going to look at the Ring Magazine, because people do say, oh, you know what, the other bodies of whatever you call them, they're frauds or whatever it is, or they're paid for. Anthony Joshua, after he fights Alexander Povetkin, would have fought 1, 2, 3, 4 fighters that are in the Ring Magazine top 10. He would have fought 4 fighters. Well, Deontay Wilder's only fought 1 fighter in the WBC. But if he fights Brazil, that would be 2 fighters. So yeah, he's fighting a higher level of opposition, and we're not even including here Vladimir Klitschko as well. So for him to request a 50-50 split, that's you pricing yourself out, Deontay. That's pricing yourself out of a fight. You don't want the fight if you're asking for 50-50. But we're just going to sit here and hope it's a negotiation tactic. We're going to hope that he's in one way just emotional and soon he's going to come back to his senses. But there's no way this fight happens if he's requesting for 50-50. That's just impossible. The fight's not going to happen. The fight's not going to be made. And we're just scared that this year could be turning into a Riddick Bowe versus Lennox Lewis situation. Now, it's a little different because this is more about monetary terms. But Wilder, I believe, if they both get into the ring, it's more of a 50-50 fight. But in terms of the splits, in terms of the purses, it's not a 50-50 fight. I personally have Joshua winning the fight. But until then, we're going to see. I'm not going to say, oh, Joshua's going to win. But until then, we don't know. Let's see. Because one punch from each guy could end the fight. So, yeah. It's a good fight. It's a great fight. We're looking forward to it. I do hope that these guys are able to come together and make a fight happen. We're all expecting for it. This year, it's not a good sign if Wilder is expecting 50-50. But Wilder did say that the fight will still be made. So I guess we can hold on to him for that word. Obviously, both fighters are going different ways. Hopefully, after they come back from their fights, if they're both still undefeated and they both still have their titles, then, yeah, we can still hopefully we can get a unification in 2019. So let me know what you think. Do you think Wilder is ducking Deontay? Do you think Wilder is ducking Joshua, or do you think it's a negotiation tactic from Team Wilder? Do you think they're just trying to bargain for more? And who do you have winning the fight? Let me know in the comment section. It's MC Boxing them out.